What up, party people? Another day, another e-bike review, and today we are looking at the DYU FF500. What do you get? I'm going to start all over the place today, an airbag saddle. What does that mean, you say? This saddle has got a pump underneath, so you can pump it up like the old school trainers, or release all the air that you couldn't hear but I could. I'll bring you in and show you later. On a suspension seat post. Really good. 48 volt 15.6 amp hour battery, 20 by 4 inch wheels, 5 foldable folding pedals, 3 levels of power assist, cadence sensor e-bike, 25 kilogram Dewberry Firk. Got a light on the front, got a light on the back, but it isn't a brake light. It takes a battery. You've got to turn it on and off. Plastic mud guards, lockable and preloadable front suspension. No rear suspension. It is a hardtail, but you do have the suspension seat post. That, mixed with the airbag seat, really does stop any impact to your monkey stump. I'll take you around, show you the controls and stuff like that, see what you think. Did I mention it's a folder? It also folds. So, from the cockpit, as you can see, you've got your old paddle type hand grips, and they also have an air stroke gel pad in them for your hand to sit in, and I've got to say, they're really bleeding comfortable. I won't push it because it's already turned on. There's your throttle, little thumb throttle, Shimano Tawny 7-speed gear set. Here you have, I'm not sure how much you're going to be able to see of that, your display. As you can see, you can go through your odometer, your trip, your voltage, current, RM, still don't know what that means, your time, which I haven't set. Gives you how much battery bar out of 10 up the top there, speed only when you're pedaling, and what level of power assist you're in. Inoffensive bell, works really well. That's your up down menu, alter all the stuff, lovely job. Couple of brake levers, nothing to write home about. Folding mechanism there. You have got 160, I believe, 180 inch disc brakes. They are mechanical disc brakes, certainly do the job. 20 inch by 4 inch wheels. As I say, your suspension, you can lock it off that side and you can preload it on that side. It works a treat. Pedals, are they the best? No. Do they work? Yes. Down to your Shimano Tawny gear set at the back and your 500 watt motor. This is your rear light. There's a button to turn it on and off. A little bit odd to me that that doesn't come with a brake light as standard, like most other do. It's a step through. The ergonomics are okay. So let's have a little chat about her. So here's your seat, and underneath there you've got a pump which pumps up these bits, and here you've got a release. Pump time. So this bike on the whole is, yeah, compared to the other DYUs I've tested, a real step up. It's a cadence sensor bike. Obviously, you all know I prefer a torque sensor. Got approximately a 3-second delay before it kicks in when you start pedaling. Has got a throttle that alleviates all of that, although when you do come off the throttle, you do still have the delay when you start pedaling for the motor to kick back in. It's got a nice gradual progression with the motor. It is what it is. You've got to have the seat quite high, as you can see, to get the correct leg extension. I found myself again riding with my feet like such on the pedals. It's hard to get on tiptoe here, no matter how high you have your seat. They seem to be too almost straight underneath you. I would prefer them out here a little bit. This is just me. I'm no cyclist. Definitely not a bike designer, but on a couple of the bikes that DYU have sent me, that's been the problem, whereas I've not had it on other bikes. That being said, this ticks a lot of boxes. I'm going to take it for a ride now. I've already taken it for a ride. That's why my face is leaking. Let you have a look at that footage and then I'll give you my final thoughts. As usual, we will see what it's like to pedal as a bike. Pulls away no problem at all. Cycle through these gears. Now the first thing I will say, this seat could potentially be the most comfortable bike seat I've ever used. It could work out bad, but it feels pretty good at the moment. First impressions, immediately what I've found is the pedals are directly below your bum. So again, it's another one of these where you've got to put your feet further forward on the pedals to be comfortable. And I've got the seat really high to the point that my feet aren't touching the ground, and it's still not giving me the right amount of leg extension. Now it's quite a squat bike, which is a good thing. I think it's definitely geared towards the smaller person or the ladies. But riding it like a push bike at the moment is zero problem. The ergonomics of this bike, you're in a real comfy position. It's got these little bubbles on the handlebars that hold it really well. You can reach the throttle fine should you need to use it. Everything's within easy reach. The saddle, the way that you can pump it up or not, is brilliant. And when you're in level assist 3, it maintains the sort of speed that you're pedaling at without your legs going any faster, without the need of ghost pedaling. So I'm approaching my first 10% hill at the moment. In 7th gear, pedal assist 2 out of 3. 500 watt motor is eating it. Let me just crank up one more. Didn't feel a change there, but absolutely eating this hill. Zero problems with that at all. Suspension seat post again is doing a job, which is always good. And the front shocks are doing a job. Just a shame about the foot position on the pedals. I'm going to crank you down one. It seems to handle speed quite well. The car behind me would disagree. Let's see what we get down this hill. Very steady and sturdy. Absolutely no issues. And now it's a long, shallow climb. Just got to wait for the speed to drop down below. Oh, that's interesting. It only registers the speed as you're pedaling. Let's have a look there. How bizarre is that? The other thing as well, which I need to take a closer look at, is I couldn't see a way of changing from kilometres to miles per hour. Not a big thing, not a big massive worry. There you go, I'm ghost pedaling now. 32 kilometre an hour going uphill, whatever that is in English. 1, 2, 3. 3 seconds until the power kicks in, and then again it is a gradual increment as it gets more and more power to you. The motor, yeah, you can hear it. It's not really noisy. You've only got, as I said before, 3 levels of power assist rather than 5, and they go up in increments of speed again. So it's a 500 watt motor, as I said. It's got a peak top speed of just shy of 20. The middle one's about 15, and I don't know about the first who drives that slow. Again, this isn't the bike's fault why I'm going slow there. It is, will it kick in? Nice and gradual. Nice and gradual. So I'm still in pedal assist 2 at the moment. 25 kilometers an hour, just pootling around, and I can feel resistance on the pedals, which is good because it makes you feel like you're in a little bit more control. Climbing a hill, we'll try the throttle. Only a slight climb. The throttle's dragging me up there. Happy days. I'll test later if it's got a cruise control. But you are sitting up quite high. I only said that because I nearly hit my face on some low-hanging branches, but I like that. It is a sit up and beg, step through bike. It is a nice place to be. In all fairness, it's a real comfortable ride, with the exception of the pedals. It has got some great features as well, which no doubt I've already mentioned, but at the moment, I'm only a couple of miles in. I am a fan of this saddle. I really am. I'll tell you what it's like by the end of the day. I might even let some air out because you can pump it up like those old basketball boots. Happy days. Range wise, right, throttle here, hold it for 10 seconds and see if it gives me cruise control. No, but it does eat the battery. They say it's got an estimated range of between 35 miles on throttle only, and I think they said 45 miles pedal assist. Or was it 40 miles? 40 miles pedal assist. We'll see, won't we? I'm doing about 30 a day. I'm now at the point, as you can see, for me to put pressure on those pedals. I'm pedalling a bit fast for my liking, and that's me doing 28 kilometers an hour. Get on Google and start translating this into English. Gears change smoothly. The brakes aren't the best at the moment, but it's fresh out the box. I wouldn't expect them to be. I need to tighten this seat up a bit. Let's see what it does on the gravel. Again, I'm taking it really easy because I've got a big pole sticking out the front of my bike. Not because the bike isn't handling. A bit of the rough stuff now, not massive, a little bit bumpy, a little bit gravelly, a little bit muddy in places. I've raised this seat right up now, and I've got to say, yeah, it's helped a lot. It is really comfortable to ride, I've got to give it that. Right, let's just do a little bit of up and down. Make sure I don't crash. Zero problem. Front suspension, suspension seat posts, all doing their job. Passing on your right. Thank you. Impressive. I think a 20-inch wheels by 4-inch. Again, doing their job. Right, let's go through this muddy, boggy stuff, see if the mud guards work. Mud guards work. I'm only in pedal assist 1 at the moment. That gives me about 15 kilometers an hour. Still, my feet are, the middle of my foot is on the pedals. I've got to stop going on about it. I've mentioned it. It's the only real negative I can find at the moment with this bike. So, as you can see, you would have a delay here. Throttle, drag you straight across, then you can start pedaling. I wonder, a little blip of that throttle gives you pedal assist instantly, like the other DYU bikes. It is making this train a joy to ride, to be honest with you. There is definitely no issue riding this on gravelly cycle tracks. I think about 500 watt could be a really good engine size for everyday use. You're not blasting through everywhere, you don't look aggressive, it gives you the speed you need. 48 volt motor in this thing, oh sorry, battery. So you have got enough in the tank should you want to crank everything up. I've not found a way of adjusting speeds and stuff. I'll have a good look when I get home. So we're going down a rooty, bumpy old cycle path at the moment. And so far, I've got to say, the biggest problem I've got with this bike is its name. Because it was definitely named by someone with a stutter. The DYU FF500. Bit of an odd choice, that, isn't it? Do like the fact it folds. It's relatively, light's not the right word. Lighter than a lot of bikes out there, coming in at just under 30 kilos. So it's definitely manageable. I've got to make sure I don't run out of stuff to say before I finish this 25-mile ride. So how about shut up? The one thing I will say is it's hotter than Satan's bumhole at the minute. So I'm glad I'm wearing thick trousers and a brown top, so all of my sweat patches will show up. Anyway, you needed to know that. Onward, it's absorbing these bumps like they're nothing. Well, thank you. Is the lag on the sensor kicking in seems to be quicker the quicker I'm going. So look, if I just roll now with no power, start pedaling, 1, and it's off. Whereas from a stop, I'm on pedal assist 2 still. 1, 2, 3, yeah. I don't know if that's a thing or not, but it would sort of make sense in respect of it's not trying to jerk you off your seat when you're cycling. If that is a feature, it ain't a bad feature. Really not. But cruising here at 25 kilometers an hour on pedal assist 2. Just shy of 5 miles in. It's saying I've lost the bar, but if I stop pedaling that'll come back. The display, it's got an energy and a bar. Or is that energy bar, why is it split in the middle? I don't know, I'll have to have a look. This thing's literally been pulled straight out the box and brought in. But in pedal assist 2, it does pretty much everything you need it to do. 3, and there you go, you see. Whereas now, 1, 2, hard to say if that's actually kicking in because I'm motoring. One weird decision they have done is there's no brake light. There is a backlight, but it's a battery powered backlight that you've got to turn on before you go. A little bit odd. Yeah, I've just realised I'm being a bit of a moron, and that energy bar is exactly that, an energy bar. I've just split it in the middle and given you 10 increments instead of 5. I thought it was 5 and 5, as in one was the battery bar and one was the amount of energy it was putting out. It's just an energy bar. Prat. Yeah, 5 miles, lost 1 bar out of 10. A bit of an odd choice only having 3 pedal assist modes. But it works, don't get me wrong, it does work. But again, I think this would be a much better bike if it were torque sensor. No problem getting off the bike. As you can see here, it's only up to my hips. I'm only little. I was incorrect about blipping the throttle. It doesn't give you instant pedal assist. Got to put my corrections in, don't want to be telling you lies. But if it was the battle of the bike seats, I'm telling you what, at the moment, this one's a winner. That extra air you can put in and take out, big, spongy, it proper does the job. I mean, you can tell how much little work I'm putting in. It is a proper warm day today and I'm a fat, sweaty knacker. And yeah, absolutely no problem. So here we go on the gravelly, bumpy stuff. there's absolutely zero negatives about riding on this sort of stuff with this bike. Absolutely brilliant. I like the fact the brakes are on the right way round. And yeah, I just can't help thinking it would be such a... If this bike had the pedals further forward or the seat a little bit further back, and we're only talking 50 mil further forward, and a torque sensor, there ain't much that could touch it. Don't get me wrong, there's faster bikes, there's lighter bikes, there's, you know, bikes with bigger batteries and all that, but the riding experience of this, it's a real comfortable bike. And I'm sick to death of swallowing bugs on these reviews during the summer. Right, also, to anyone looking at these reviews, they will be all moving over to my review channel up here. I'm a camping channel, not an e-bike channel. So, you want to have a look at the e-bike stuff, they're going to start getting posted over there. I've got a couple more to do. To the e-bike companies that are asking me to do their reviews, yep, I can do them over there. If you don't like it, don't send me the bike. Alright, let's crank this up to 3. Flying. Even at speed. Not a problem at all. Let's try these brakes. So we're doing 30 kilometers an hour. They work. They're not bedded in yet. They work. I'm happy with them. Only mechanical disc brakes. Can you imagine going back 15 years and saying only mechanical disc brakes when we had them bleeding things on the rims? Right, now I'm on a little incline, still on pedal assist 1. I'm over the speed of getting assistance. It isn't the easiest to pedal with no motor. I'm not sure if the motor's actually, you know, causing a bit of friction or whatever, but I would expect on a normal bike along here, it's piece of Peter pedal. I knew I was pedaling then. Big heavy bike, big tyres. What do you expect, Lee? Waffle, 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 waffle. So over the boggy, cobbly area, and of course, there's zero issues. I'm not going to fall down in between the cobbles with these tyres. I mean, the tyres, again, they're the same ones that you get on the Engways and things like that. They're not the best tyres, but they, you know, they serve a purpose. Yeah, they're not bad. But you take, for example, a bike like the Vitaland, you could see the difference in quality. But the hand grips are my favourite hand grips. So my hands and my tush are being treated to a real nice ride. Right, in a minute we're coming up to some real rough, bumpy, potholey ground. It's going to be a test for the suspension and for my Insta 1 mount, Insta 360 mount. So let's see if I can hit some of these potholes. There's some. That ain't a problem. Oh, speed bump. Speed bump while sitting down. Not a problem. More lumps and bumps. All day long. Don't even need to look where I'm riding. Big speed bump. Happy days. This is the 4th bike from DYU that I have tested. The other 3, granted, have been small folding commuter type bikes. DYU, if you're watching this is the one to push. It really is. With this motor and a torque sensor and better access to your menus, Thank you. And you're onto a real winner. I'm liking this, I really am. I mean, there are some drawbacks to it, as I say. The pedal position, for me, other people might not think so. The fact it's only got 3 speeds or pedal assist modes. No, I'll take that back, because it works. How many do you actually need? With a cadence sensor, you know, it's got 3. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. And the fact that it's not a torque sensor. If this was a torque sensor bike, it would take some beating. This saddle is a game changer. Really am puzzled though why it ain't got a brake light. The battery's there. Removable battery, preloadable shocks, lockable shocks, suspension, seat posts, a little bubble for your hand, throttle that works. It's my favourite DYU bike to date, by some margin, by a considerable margin. So just been playing around with the computer as I've been riding. I've managed to change it to miles per hour. And also the readings it gives you. So you've got how many miles you've done for the trip. You've done how many miles you've done in total. What's that? Voltage. Gives you what voltage is in the battery, which is a good thing to have. The current you're using at any one time when you're pedaling. RM, whatever that means. And the time. So yeah, happy days. And now everything's in miles. When I get a chance, I'll crank her up on throttle only, pedal assist 3, and see how fast we can go. Thank you. And we're off. Slight incline. 18, 19, hit 20 mile an hour. To me, that is an absolutely brilliant speed for commuting. Perfect size engine. UK politicians, in fact, don't sort your stuff out and relax the laws. Just stop interfering in our bleeding business. This bike is perfect for an everyday user commuter. It is the perfect power, perfect speed. Yet, according to you, bellends, it's illegal. Fuck you. Let's see what I can get pedaling. No faster. Right, so for the last 10 or so miles, I'm cranked up the pedal assist 3. I'll be giving it some beans. It's not going to be uber quick, but it will obviously have a drain on the battery. I've lost 4 bars, which would be 2 bars normally. So I've got 6 left. I hope I am reading that right. And yeah, we'll give it a little test. Traffic works ain't helped. Doddle to ride along here though on the road, 20 mile an hour. You're sort of ghost pedaling, sort of putting in a little bit of effort from time to time, and the thing just, it moves. Doesn't feel like you're taking the mick. The quirk that the miles per hour only show when you're pedaling is a bit odd, but, and I did bugger up the odometer as well and put it as if it was 3 magnets rather than 2, and it's shown I've only done 12 miles when I've done 20. I've corrected that now. As I said before, I'm a bit of a prick. So we're whipping through these country roads, still doing 19.5 mile an hour. I'm currently climbing. I'm at the limit of being able to pedal, and I've got a steep hill coming up. Not overly long, but steep all the same. I'm not blowing, I'm not puffing, and here we go into the big steepen. Let's see how many gears I need to change down. 6th, 5th. Easily doable in 5th. 14 mile an hour up a steep hill. One long one to go. Little bit of off-road. So I'm at the start of an uber long hill at the minute. Ghost pedalling. 19 mile an hour. I'm just feel the pedals now. Pedal assist 3, gear number 7. Starting to get steeper. Do I need to change? I could get to the top of this. I will change. Right, down into 5th, easy as you like. It starts levelling off a bit here again. She has no problem climbing hills. What a great little bike. Right, let's try a little bit of off-road. Won't go too fast down this first section because you've got a blind corner there and people do use it for dog walking and horse riding. But yeah, no issue. Brakes are stopping me. Pull you up a bit before we get into the rutted fast section, and we're off. Yep, it handles the rough stuff absolutely fine. Happy with that. So, final thoughts on this bike. I've got to say, I'm a fan. I really am. It comes in at a reasonable price point. I don't know the price off the top of my head. I know it was under £1,000. Have a look. You know, there's links down below. If you buy from it, I get a kickback. Go look somewhere else. Find the best deal you can have. I don't need your money. The only negatives I can really say about it is the position of the pedals. That's a bit odd. The light, that should be a brake light connected to the battery. Other than that, it rides great. I mean, I done 24 miles, 25 miles, and I'm on half battery still. So their estimated range is actually about spot on. The tyres are okay, suspension works a treat. That suspension seat post works an absolute treat. The fact that you can fold it is brilliant. It feels sturdy. I can't express how much I like that seat. My bum's still numb and dead, but that's gravity for you, isn't it? It's not in pain of any sort. That airbag seat is a revolution. Mudguards, it's not noisy when you run. The brakes stop you. Again, they're not the highest end. Removable battery, so you can charge it when and where you like. Now, I did have an issue with this battery when I first got the bike. When I unwrapped it, all built it, turned it on absolutely zero power. I plugged it in and it said it was fully charged. I went to turn it on, wouldn't let me turn it on. Took the battery out, put it back in again a couple of times, nothing. Put it back on charge, still nothing. So I'm starting to get a bit miffed. Typed an email out to DYU, put it back on charge, it went straight to green because it was obviously fully charged. Put it back in, it worked. It's not worked since. Could have been a glitch. I could have pressed a button. I could have done something that I'm not aware of. There is on the front of this battery on the inside a little power button that gives you a green light to show you if it's charged or not. When I was pressing that, that also wasn't working. It's still working now. So I think there's something that I done that made it not work. If not, I will keep you updated somewhere in here if I have any other problems with it. But I've got to tell you, it's my experience of opening it. I've tested 3 other bikes from DYU. First tiny little one, the DYU A1F, surprised me at just how far it could go. Obviously it's a tiny little folder, you're not going to get any sort of speed out of it or comfort really, but it really was a good little bike. Then I tested the C2. Had the same problem as this with the feet on the pedals, but climbed hills like a dream. Great for folding up, putting in your camper. and I've just tested the C3, which got you from A to B, not a great hill climber. This is the first bike that I could use for bike packing, shopping, a little bit of distance from DYU I've tested, and they need to be marketing this because it really is a good bike. Yeah, drag that forward a bit, or maybe the seat back a bit. If that had rear suspension on it, not just that suspension seat post, and the pedals slightly further forward, and torque sensor, you're talking a serious contender. A serious contender. Build quality is fine. You've still got the old agricultural welds. I don't mind them. Folding it's simple. Just that there, that drops your handlebars down. Got a little flap there, you flip it, that folds in half. Fold your seats in half, you're done. Yeah, I'm liking this bike. I like the bike. I would say it's definitely more suited to smaller people and the ladies. I rode it absolutely fine, found it absolutely fine. My good lady is going to seriously like this bike, I think. So I've got to try to dissuade her. Alright, any questions? All that down below. As I said to you, I'm moving all my e-bike content over to my review channel. Thank you so much for all of my regular viewers that sit here and watch them, even though, you know, you're not after an e-bike. I'll get that. Sorry to bore you for so long. Anyway, until next time, ta-ra.